It seems like Hollywood has a new marketing ploy, and that is releasing films overseas first. We'll see how it's playing out for them because we have two to talk about today.
Whoa!
So, what has befuddled us on why Gladiator 2 is releasing overseas before releasing domestically, even though it's all by domestic actors and everything like that? We also saw that Red One did the exact same thing, and this is an action adventure holiday something from The Rock dealing with Krampus. So what we do see here now that Red One has unwrapped, so this article says, in the US, the opening weekend, $34 million take. Gladiator 2 scores a record $87 million overseas in their debut, and that is not even debuted in America yet. So keep that one in mind whenever we talk about numbers. This is going to be a little bit number heavy, but that's okay. So coming from the Hollywood Reporter, Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans. Christmas movie Red One came in on the higher end of expectations with 34.1 million domestic debut after it looked like the big budget holiday pick might have trouble getting even to 30 million due to a sluggish. What's a slug? Is that new slang? Or did they just forget to type out? Oh, I love it. We're going to read every little bit of it. Now, overseas, it took a 14.7 million from 75 markets and its second outing for a foreign tally of 50 million. So this is the second weekend take foreign markets. And it's got about 50 million overseas. Now add that to the 34.1 million now that it's here in the US. And you basically have a 2-week total of 84 million. Good job. What was that budget? What was the budget? Oh, 250 million. So, we don't even need to talk about the numbers on how much that split and take is. We probably will anyway by the end of this article. But that's not really looking very great. You had 2 weeks to get 50 million overseas. Okay, so you take 25% of that. That's what the studios get back. And not a very great opening here on a $250 million budget. Now, if let's say it was like a $70 million budget or something like that, a 34.1 million domestic debut would bode well for the franchise. Definitely. You'd be looking into profit. $250 million, you're going to be looking at about 650 million in order to break even, much less make a small profit. Now, Gladiator 2, on the other hand, overseas, roared to a record-shattering 87 million. The biggest R-rated international opening in history for Paramount, as well as the biggest foreign launch ever for Ridley Scott. Here's the problem with it nowadays in the information age. The high seas are tumultuous. There might be a lot of people overseas who go by it the right way. I still think it will open very well whenever it comes here domestically on the 22nd, if I'm not mistaken. But I also don't think that this one's going to do very much money either, if at all. It might break even. It has a better chance of breaking even if not specifically just for the nostalgia of that Academy Award-winning Gladiator all the way back in 2000. Heading into an otherwise quiet weekend, the tracking for Red One showed the movie opening 30 to 35 million domestically, and that's about what it hit. It hit about 34.1. Now, they're distributing it. Warner Brothers is through the $7 production overseas, and it opened at 28 million in order to avoid a direct showdown. So there's a reason why they did this. And if you allow me, I have a new friend. If she wants to be, it's Bellatrix. She's a little whiny, but she's sweet. And I'll keep that in the final cut. So, overall, Red One's box office performance will be closely monitored because it has the $250 million to make. No, it has way more than $250 million to make. You got to account for marketing. You have to account for the 50/50 cut on domestic box office. You have to count for around 75/25% cut from foreign. It has way more than $250 million to make, you plebs. Now, regardless of how you feel about the movie, whether or not it's exciting or interesting to you whatsoever, these are just the numbers from things that are coming up in our local cinemas. I actually did get a copy of Gladiator 2 and watched it. However, I'm not going to, even if I did a review, it would be absolutely spoiler free. I think it's gonna. Here's what I can say. Here's the only thing that I will say about it. I think it's going to do decent for 3 weeks and going to completely fall off. But these are videos for another time. And until that next time, you can catch me, Malty, and Bellatrix, who wants to be in the spotlight, on the GCA, which is where you already are. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks for coming and hanging out. We will talk to you later.